Hello everyone, this is Amnesia, and I'm going to be casting a 1 versus 1 in a lower league. I believe this is VoDkAnEtWoRk's placement match versus our Zerg player, who is going to be Captainsaute. And I get a lot of these replays from GG Tracker, and this one looked a little bit funky, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. Looks like it's not a placement, as there is a spectator commenting, so I'm not real sure what this was from. But we will see what happens here. Hopefully it's not a coaching session, because that would be really dumb to cast. Gonna be getting the supply depot up here, gonna start the wall off. So far, shit. Does look like there's a lot of talking going on, so I don't think it's a real serious game, which is kind of unfortunate. But since that's not a real language, we won't have to worry about it spoiling anything. So I'll record for a little bit longer, see what happens, see what they're saying. If it's kind of obnoxious, then I'll just find another replay. No big deal. We have the fancy, whatchamacallit, supply depot over here. And the SCV just hanging out, not really doing anything. Kind of a weird to see that. Even at low levels, they usually don't forget that they have an SCV sitting up at their entrance, but he's going to finish the wall off real quick. So we will see what he's planning on doing here. Looks like he's going to wall off to hide some tech. Only doing an Overlord Scout, Drone Scout finally moving out. As he takes his natural, he's going to go hatch before pool, which is a pretty safe thing to do against Terran. Always has been. I used to feel kind of bad for Terran when I in Wings of Liberty, because I played Protoss and I knew that I could expand before. You know, I could fast expand versus Terran, and it wasn't a real big deal. And I always felt kind of bad for them because they just didn't have that real heavy pressure they can put on super early that really makes things like, you know, you have to be worried about Zergling rushes, and against Protoss you have to worry about like stupid 2-gate all-ins, you know, because Zealots are pretty good in the early game if you can't keep the distance between you. Certainly not overpowered. Everybody knows that the gateway units are a little bit nerfed because of the warp-in thing, but I still feel early game they're just so strong. Zealots are so tanky. And Drone heading on all the way back home. Overlord's going to see and verify that they didn't throw down a command center real fast. Getting second and third barracks, kind of weird to put it up here after you wall yourself in. It's usually to hide stuff, but any Zergling could just run up the ramp here and see it. Little Marine locked outside there, poor guy. He's probably going to get forgotten because you can hardly see him. He's just going to keep watch out there, make sure. I don't know. Maybe he'll be a distraction to get Zerglings away from the wall. We'll have to wait and find out. Overlord gonna move over here to see what he can see, and it looks like he's going to see 2 racks. He didn't try to push it any further. No, he only saw the 1 somehow. So he didn't want to scout anything. He's just trying to bait the Marines over there, I guess. Playing with fire. So he does see the reactor going down. He sees this. Does he push in a little bit further? He does. So he sees all 3 racks. He knows he's getting 3 racks. And he's going to get his Overlord back out of there. I think it will live. He could throw it on these supply depots and chase it down, but it doesn't look like he's going to do that. This Marine over here could even head over there and grab him. But not going to do that. Going to let the Overlord escape to the safety of... Well, actually, there's not really many safe areas here. I think you can hide him back in this corner here for a little bit. But up here, that's a risky area. And he's just going to sit right here, too. He's just... This Overlord has a death wish. Where is this Overlord heading? Looks like he might... be getting ready to scout for any drops that are outgoing. I can't imagine that he wants to scout anything more. Once you see the 3 racks, you pretty much know where all the Terran's money's going. We do see the pool has finished, so that's good. He didn't try any weird 3 pool before, or I mean 3 hatch before pool. 3 pool would be a little bit overkill. Getting a little bit oversaturated with drones here. He either needs to transfer them down or start building some buildings here to get that number down a little bit. 1 Zergling scout going out, going to be able to see any incoming pressure, which you would expect it to come out now, but this looks like it's going to be a later, more powerful 3 racks. He's going to wait for concussive shells to finish. If he moves out as soon as concussive shells finish, he should arrive just before possibly the stim finishes. Should maybe see combat shields heading up here too. You can pretty much research concussive shells and combat shields back to back, and I believe stim takes about just as long. So let's see, 170. 110. Yeah, so it's I think it's like 10 seconds more to do concussive shells and shields. But concussive shells are so annoying to deal with, especially when you get those Zerglings. If they're slowlings, he's not even going to get close enough to this bio ball. This is going to be a really hard push to hold off. Maybe get some more spines. Banelings are a decent choice. If you can get those hits on the Marines, then it's going to be a good, like, pretty much over. The Marauders can't really hold up against Zerglings too well. But if the Marauders are able to tank those Baneling shots, then likewise it'll be game over for the Zerg. So this is going to really come down to where these Banelings can hit. See, scan going off. Not sure why he scanned it there. I guess it would see a third if it went down. So he wants to figure out whether he should be heading for the third or the natural. And here we do see combat shields. I think he might be a little bit late if he waits for these to finish entirely before pushing in, but it looks like that's what he's going to do. He's just going to have this heavy presence. Oh, this is an all-in. He's going to pull all his SCVs. It's going to be a little bit stronger of a push, and so he's not going to be able to keep pumping out units here for very long. You see he does wall off. No, decides not to wall off after all. Zergling wondering where the hell this whole army is. Here we go. I think he's actually going to miss the move out. He sees a couple of Marines, so he's going to know that there's something on the way here. You don't just send 2 Marines out after 3 raxing. So here we go. SCV is going to arrive to the party first. Tons of Speedlings. That looks really cool with a couple of Banelings mixed in there. Queen needs to get back on the creep. What are you doing? Suicide Queen is going to sacrifice her life there. This Queen, I hope, doesn't do the same. Oh, those misclicks are so frustrating as Zerg. And here we go. Oh, don't waste the Banelings. There we go. He does get him in. He hits a couple of Marines. I think that was it. I think he does have this easily, and there's the GG thrown out right away. So pretty boring and uneventful first game for the day there, but there it is.